Coalesce 2025. Digital broadcaster CNBC TV 18.
Growth won't come from technology alone, but from how intelligently we choose to use it. And nowhere is that tech-driven transformation more visible than right here in India, the global innovation and delivery engine for technology consulting, where ideas turn into impact and ecosystems of change are being built every day. In this session, we turn our focus to how enterprises are modernizing their digital core by reimagining how they run finance, HR, and planning functions through data, automation, and AI. Industries have moved beyond chasing efficiency. They are pursuing agility, resilience, and measurable outcomes. And according to Deloitte's recent research, nearly 80% of business leaders see AI as a key driver of performance, yet only a third feel ready to scale it responsibly. That's where human-centered innovation, cloud-native systems, and ecosystem collaboration come together to make a difference. And at Deloitte, this innovation takes shape every day through its global network of alliances, through innovation labs at DCIT, and through deep collaboration with tech leaders, startups, academia, building solutions that deliver measurable business and societal impact. And this collaboration with Workday reflects that very vision to help organizations simplify transformation, harness the power of data, and empower people to make smarter, faster decisions. We are joined by a stellar panel to unpack what this means in practice. Welcoming Vidya Rao, Chief Information and Transformation Officer at Genpact, Pintu Singh, Partner Deloitte India, and Sunil Jose, President, Workday India. What a pleasure to have all of you here at Coalesce 2025. I want to start with Pintu and Sunil and want to talk about your collaboration, what it has meant for both the organizations, how it has simplified transformation, and what does it mean for the AI journey? Pintu, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think for us, any transformation is about how do you bring simplicity or reduce the complexity as part of the transformation. Combination of Workday and Deloitte really works well because Workday brings best of the technology. We bring deep industry knowledge and overall accelerator, which really help to cut down not just implementation time by 30 to 40%, but we also focus on the adoption, which is a major part of any large transformation,
right.
Which includes change management, leadership engagement, and ensuring that adoption is also always right at the first place. So this is how, Workday and Deloitte working together to ensure we are able to give measurable outcome to our clients.
Wonderful. What has been the experience, or what would you say has been the one remarkable change that was brought about with this collaboration?
I think probably just leaning into where Pinto talked about, this is definitely a global collaboration which we have and we're bringing that into India in various types and shapes from a project's perspective. But this conversation is not about, Deloitte having implementation skills or technology in that perspective. It's more about how do organizations come together and look at transformation? How does Deloitte and Workday India or Deloitte and Workday look at people and finance and look at data in terms of ensuring that organizations find value out of that transformation? When we kind of go back, look at legacy data and legacy solutions around, organizations have started to move around that digital thinking, and that transformation allows us to probably look at all the practice which Deloitte has got around industries, and then look at Workday solutions and the unified data platform, which allows us to kind of build this partnership and make sure organizations really thrive in that digital ecosystem.
Yeah. Vidya, there has been a singular thread that we see, which is simplicity, time management, working within the compliances frameworks, adoption of new tech. We're talking about agentic AI. We are talking about how we're moving from chatbots, but we are moving it with more precision, and processes are being made better. But amidst all this, how do we find the North Star that is being discussed at Coalesce 2025, which is how can data, automation, AI keep the transformation all together with long-term, purpose-driven human growth?
I think, to me, the North Star is not just about implementing a tech product or governing it through the life cycle of the implementation, or even making very small changes in the process value chain. The North Star is how do you actually reimagine the processes to keeping simplicity in mind, simplify the process, make it more unified and not in silos. So HR working differently, finance working differently, bringing the data sets together, and then rolling out a tech product which then gives a lot of meaningful and high impact outcomes. I think to me that is a North Star. But that is just a technology North Star. As a business, we really need to imagine much more than that. So if by implementing a product which helps us simplify the core business processes of the organization, what is the impact it will create to our clients? What is the experience that it can give our employees? And more importantly, of course, what is the business benefits that it will give for an organization itself? So if there is some such objective in mind, which encapsulates all these three, then that to me is a North Star, which is a foundation to any transformation agenda of the company.
When we talk about transformation, speed is something that comes the first thing to our minds, right? And Pintu, Deloitte reports 30 to 40% faster cycles with AI-enabled accelerators. What's helping enterprises then speed up transformation, especially in HR, finance and planning, where you're seeing results that are so remarkable that this technology cannot be ignored?
I think there is a reason why this is happening today, because businesses and tech are changing faster than ever. I think if you look at all the trends, the AI is coming in picture, and every second something is changing.
Right.
If you don't respond that to faster, the way business are changing, I think we'll be left behind. And CXOs, our survey clearly says that CXOs are, accepting progress versus perfection. I don't want to wait for the moment when I'm going to get everything 100% perfect, rather than getting something which is ongoing and then evolve over the period of time.
Right.
So getting faster ROI without compromising on the simplicity and business outcome is what exactly is coming on play. And we at Deloitte, obviously we have done more than 3,000 plus transformation on HR different platform, and every 6 or 7 out of 10 implementation globally on Workday platform are done by Deloitte. So we bring all those experience, and what we have done, we have created something called pre-configured solution for every industry, which are not just cutting 30 to 40% time in terms of overall transformation journey, but also enabling CISO or the business user to get the real outcome faster.
How are integrated cloud-based systems driving seamless, efficient work at your end? Where do you see the change?
So today I kind of go back, relate to what Vidya started off saying, that what does transformation do? What is the human element around it? Or Pintu talked a little bit about saying that these transformations have to probably achieve something in an organization. If we kind of start looking at legacy applications, or probably look at transformations with organizations have been doing, gone are the days where those 18-month, 24-month projects are off. People kind of want to go back, look at any boardroom conversation today. It's about a digital mandate. Where does that digital mandate lead to? Most of the time they talk about moving away from legacy systems, adopting cloud for speed, agility, and agility is not just about moving fast, it's about moving in the right direction. And most of those times that's where cloud platforms come into play, because they are elastic, they provide scale at when you want it. And when we kind of go back, look at organizations like Workday, which is providing a unified data platform, allows you to probably bring in that kind of thinking and transformation, which is people-centric, understanding that part of concept that, hey, look, transformation is for some benefit where people experiences matter the most. And that's where we kind of see the entire cloud platform playing across for most of the organizations.
Vidya, when we talk about integration, and you mentioned very beautifully how we have to stop working in silos, because that has been the biggest roadblock. simplification is also about sustainability then. How does organizations balance the speed, the pressure of doing everything tech-oriented, with ROIs and ROTIs, etc., while keeping it human-centered?
In Genpact, we are on a massive transformation journey
Right.
ourselves internally, and we have beautifully captured it, calling it Client Zero. So what we mean is everything that we are doing for our customers, we are actually doing it for ourselves, or rather, whatever we do for
Wonderful.
ourselves using AI, that is what we will project as a living example
Proof of concept.
to our clients. So the first thing is, how do we hence have a framework that supports this agenda? So if you look at my transformation agenda, we are very clearly saying that we will measure across effectiveness, efficiency, and experience. Now, if you look at all these three factors, the outcome or byproduct of everything that you want to achieve is about how experience. Let's take experience because we did speak. What is the experience you would at the end want your employees to take away? How will the change of ERP, we are moving to Workday, give that superlative experience to our customers and to our vendor partners or any other stakeholder who comes in association with Genpact? Now, that is human centric to us. There's no artificial intelligence without process intelligence. So if you don't simplify the process, if you don't make the processes intelligent, then no matter what you do, your AI is not going to work. So there goes, cost efficiencies and such stuff.
Pintu, taking the conversation forward from there, how are enterprises using predictive and prescriptive AI to manage uncertainty and make faster, confident decisions?
AI is playing a really important role as part of our transformation journey. We need to look at AI with a different lens, not just as layer which is sitting on top of any tech solutions, but rather AI is part of our day-to-day job. And look at the AI into all the workflows, whatever we design, and look at the agents, what we call it AI, agentic AI space, which can replace some of those tasks which we are doing on our day-to-day basis. In our business, for example, we are revenue generated business, so we forecast our cash flow. Agent can really help you to see, where are the challenges in your cash flow, and it can also give you the corrective measure which you have to take care of. Especially in terms of HR, for example, it can give you iteration report. It can predict iteration is going to happen in which area, which pocket, which business, and therefore it can also go and suggest you the corrective measure in terms of your staffing requirement, what you have at that point of time. I think it play a very, very important role in terms of predicting your businesses, and it not just telling us what happened, but it's also giving us directional view where we have to take corrective action.
Sunil, according to Deloitte and Niti Aayog, India is among the world's most dynamic AI ecosystems, but we need that collaboration not just within the industry, but also with academia, with the startups that are coming, and also the responsibility of sharing the entire burden of education and adoption should not be on consultancy firms or the companies themselves. You have to create that ecosystem. How do you think that is coming together? Where are the roadblocks? Where do we need to put in a lot more effort?
I think you go back, look at the same Niti Aayog report.
Right.
Very clearly talks about a lot of ways and means where India will probably be at some point in time in the next few years, become extremely digitally enabled. You look at pretty much today on a day-to-day basis, you go back, look at the amount of time and effort where there's no more cash transactions. People actually don't carry cash. They carry wallets. End up paying in some of those digital natives which have been used to probably do that. But if you look at organizations like Deloitte or organizations, tech companies like Workday, and you look at academias, you look at startup organizations, they're all pretty much in the last few years starting to change that narrative to probably go back and look at how do you look at AI, or probably what is more important is they start calling it the invisible intelligence which is coming through. Right. How do you kind of build it into workflows? How do you kind of go back, make sure that the technology which is adopted is probably tested with real use cases and it's close to what is human. So I think we do have an ability and a responsibility with technology organizations, consulting firms, academias, and the government to really make this far more human, and always go back, think through that the transformation is nothing but trying to make a human experience much better, and having the ability for those folks to probably lead life in a more creative and in an empathetic manner.
I'm going to have the lady have the last word. AI is becoming a powerful equalizer for business and society as well. But how do leaders in this time of AI automation, where we are talking about growth at a faster pace, the processes are becoming easier, but how to remain inclusive, ethical, and perhaps in a way impactful that it's not truly replacing everyone as is the fear?
It's a very interesting question, and I think the only way I will answer it is it's through use of technology again, right? And why I say this, right? AI, when you design an AI solution, so you can design it within the remit of your organization.
Right.
You can ensure that your data is more secure. You can ensure that you give an environment to your employees to play with, so that no data gets out of your organization, perimeter. And hence, the people who are building the agents in the organization, we certify them. So I think there are various ways. So as leaders, I think, how do you provide that governance framework? How do you actually, encourage the use of agents? How do you drive change management from the top is extremely crucial.
Thank you so much for this wonderful interaction and for all the insights. I'm going back with a lot of twinkle in my eye about all the new things that are happening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, it's very inspiring to see how Deloitte and Workday are building enterprises, reimagining their digital core using data, automation, and AI to drive transformation that's not just faster, but more intelligent and human-centered. Now, we have heard how organizations are simplifying complexity, how India's innovation ecosystem is shaping the global AI narrative, and how collaboration across tech leaders, startups, and academia is turning ideas into measurable impact. Thank you for watching.
Coalesce 2025. Digital broadcaster CNBC TV 18.